Welcome to Space News!
This is what we've got coming up. Lunar interior mysteries, landing attempt catastrophes, and planetary disassemblies, and more on Today on Space News.
I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
Woo! Oh my god, yeah. I tell you.
Danny, working on your first rap album or what?
We're gonna
What's your stage name? Sleepy Dan?
Yeah, that's good. I like that one.
Yeah, that's right, Sleepy Dan.
No,
that's right.
no one would see it coming. You just jump up there and just fucking destroy people.
You know what someone should do? They should compile all Dan's like rhymes that he's done and like put them to a beat. Because you've probably done enough over the course of the podcast.
I've done like 4.
But dude, sometimes even your intros, if you put
to the
them
end
to
of the intro.
Yeah,
Yep.
like you're right, you could.
Oh, those ones aren't most of my intros aren't rhymes. They're just alliteration. But it's the I've done 1 or 2 that were actually rhymes, and I think that's as many as I've done.
We always got Space News is live. Obviously, if you listen to this on Wednesday, it's always live every other Sunday, 6:30 ish. We got Cody and Dan Silver Lotus and William Wallace in chat. What's going on, guys? Let's get into it. What do we got going on in space?
Scientists have confirmed what's inside the moon.
Jeez.
It's hollow.
Jeez,
for sure.
No, that is the very first misconception they addressed. Is that it is not filled with cheese, or if it is cheese, it's extremely dense.
I mean, come on, are we sure they've only been there once?
The
Yeah,
weird
how
thing,
if
how
they
deep
were
do
even
we
there.
drill?
the weird thing to me is, I was like, when they were like, it's not made of green cheese, I was like, who the fuck ever said it was made of green cheese?
Yeah,
I can
gross.
see it. That shit's Swiss, baby. Havarti, maybe. No one's
Baby
ever
Bell.
been like, you know what the moon's made of? Green cheese.
Oh, it's a big old baby bill.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah. Big old pox.
Big old pox, baby.
Ooh, weird echo there.
Weird echo there.
I think that's coming through.
Oh boy.
Zell. No, he fixed it on the fly. It's a live
happened?
show. We had some bad echo.
Sweet.
Scientists
could bring our way?
this time have compiled a large amount of data, that the seismic data that we've gathered about the moon, and they've also taken I didn't even know that this was a thing, but they've also done lunar laser ranging, or LLR, which apparently is measuring the distance between the surface of Earth and the moon using ranging lasers. But they have retro laser reflectors that have been placed on the moon, and that were placed during the Apollo program, during Apollo 11, 14, and 15. Which I had no idea that those were up there until today.
So you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Because like people used to say, like, if you get a high powered laser and you know where to scope, you can bounce a laser off these things. And then I remember like that was a thing. And then like for like years ago, I remember hearing that. And then it was like, nah, there's nothing up there to do that. That was all a hoax. And then when I was reading this again, I was like, wait a minute, I thought those laser things were a fucking hoax. Like that was my timeline.
You thought the whole moon was a hoox.
Yeah, right. Like what the hell?
Complete.
I'm so
It's not even up
confused.
there.
We're going up there now.
Hologram.
There is a team led by Arthur Briaud of the French National Center for Scientific Research in France, and they took seismic data and the laser ranging data and kind of put it together to construct some new models about how the moon, how its interior is constructed, or what it's made of. And for the longest time, scientists have been putting together like models of like the formation of the moon and like what's inside of it, and that the moon having a solid interior versus a liquid interior, both models that when they're put into action with those things act incredibly similar, apparently, like these two models of the moon. So it's like it wasn't really sure about whether the moon had a molten liquid center, or it had like a solid dense center, much like Earth over here. Can
I have both, like Earth?
Well, that is pretty much what they're kind of leaning towards at this point. So they've shown that the moon apparently has like a liquid, like a liquid mantle that surrounds a very dense core. And the inner core the team found has a density of around 7,822 kilograms per cubic meter.
So you're telling me the moon could have hot magma?
Liquid hot magma, I suppose. Yes.
Just for some reason,
and all that.
I just feel like it just like to think about that, the moon having hot magma just doesn't even compute my brain. Like I feel like it would cool before it ever got to the surface, I guess.
I mean, it's probably like it doesn't really have like volcanic. I mean, the moon is seismic. There are moonquakes, so
right? Like, well, don't you think there'd be like some sort of fissure? Like, there's a chance. You got to tell me, like, if there's hot magma, there's got to be a chance that
it's trying to get out from the inside.
Right?
It's trying to erupt.
Right? There's some sort of Mount St. Helens on the moon, just bubbling its way up to the surface. Maybe long dormant, but like maybe it's one of those things. Like if it cracks, it's so cold on. Like, what's the surface temperature of the moon? Pretty cold, right?
I would say
just consensus.
There's no atmosphere.
Just consensus between us four. Pretty cold.
It's probably really cold in the shade and really hot in the sun.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good point. But it's still probably, I imagine, like it's not scorching hot, because then couldn't there be a chance for magma to come to the surface? You'd think.
Hey, listen, it's a fucking. If it was hot enough, it'd melt. Cheese melts. We've seen it. It's on our fucking nachos, boys.
It'd be dripping up there.
Cold as fuck. It's gotta be.
Yeah. Steve in the chat says solved. Melted bubbling cheese in the center.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're pretty sure that the moon, because apparently we know that the moon had a powerful magnetic field at some point when it originally formed, and then apparently that declined about 3.2 billion years ago. But those types of magnetic fields are usually generated by the motion and convection in the core inside a planet. So what the lunar core is made of is relevant to how and why that magnetic field collapsed and why it is gone. So that's something that they still need to figure out. I think the title of this article is just a little bit misleading because they confirm what's inside the moon. Not really. They don't know exactly what it is. Like I said,
Wait.
Got some targeted abs there, eh?
Put it back up.
I like it.
I was like, fuck's sake, son. I can't fucking get your brain.
Hey,
use an ad blocker. What are you doing?
Are they
Military
targeted
invention
ads?
turns 40 plus into beasts.
Are those targeted ads or targeted abs?
I don't know. I think it's targeted ads. I'm feeling like literally the only thing. I'm not a guy who gets embarrassed.
Lift up the fucking,
lift up
your
ads,
shirt.
man. I feel like my face is getting hot. Huh?
Lift up your shirt.
Listen,
Prove that you don't got one of those under there.
Hey, listen, the military invention takes time, okay?
All right.
It's not an overnight.
Braden's got it on all night long, every 8 hours a night, every night. He's trying to just fucking. He's trying to cheat his way into fitness, just like everything else.
Yeah. Oh shit! I knew I was gonna catch it, but I scrolled down. I was like, "Fuck's sake!"
Where's the toe fungus?
Yeah, none yet.
That's coming up next.
Brutal.
Anyways, back to the moon.
So they don't know exactly what the moon's core is made of, but we do know, like I said before, with a density of about 7,822 kilograms, and then they had another study that had kind of put the density at around the same measurement in past years and decades ago. They're pretty sure that it is pretty close. That is pretty close to the density of iron. So they're thinking that it is either iron or some type of iron. Whether
it be liquid or solid iron.
Solid. Well, it seems like the solid, like the core will be solid. Like they're saying that this core is pretty solid, and then it's surrounded by the liquid mantle, like here.
Wouldn't that give the moon like some type of magnetosphere? Which is on the moon.
If it's not rotating, if it's not moving, like maybe it's just like sitting there or something. But
stationary core,
something's going on. Something's going on in there. But I mean, that's one of the other mysteries about our moon.
Their core is not spinning. So like, if we did what was that movie where we went down and fucking restarted
the core?
The core.
So maybe we could do something like that with the moon, right? Reset it up.
Yeah, just like we
Jumpstart
did
the moon.
The extremely scientifically accurate movie, The Core.
Yeah. Seismic nukes. I think it's
right. We just make a craft, a boring craft out of some type of material that's never really explained how they made it.
Yeah.
Just
we've talked about it before. We've talked about it in the past. in the past that there's volcanic like tunnels that are cooled, but still warm enough because they're inside the moon, and that's where ETs live because it's
That would make sense.
nice consistent temperature.
Yeah, it's like nice and toasty, probably.
You seal it off, you make it airtight, you create your own atmosphere, you live in there. Little bubble city.
I like it. I
Nice.
mean, why not?
Someone get up there. We got to drill. We need
Bruce Willis.
drill.
Bruce Willis.
Got drill.
Doesn't he have Parkinson's now? I don't even think he'd remember how to operate the drill.
That's fair.
No,
You
he
know,
has-
it's muscle memory.
I think he has Parkinson's. He has
He's like something worse than that.
He's
Yeah.
dementia. He's got Alzheimer's, I think.
He's always got,
Alzheimer's, that's what it is.
yeah.
Parkinson's,
He's got
the shaky
degenerative
one.
disease.
It's like it's a different version of it though. It's like a more severe version.
Alzheimer's, I think he's got.
I don't remember.
It had a fancy name I never heard of. I can't remember what it was called. Anyways,
What else we got?
are we going? What planet are we going to next?
Well, if you go on the opposite side from the moon, you have the sun. And apparently, photographer Andrew McCarthy just put together a really, really neat, like a mosaic of photos. He took like hundreds of photos and smashed them all together to make this really
Fake.
rad
Yeah.
Did
photo.
you say?
of the thing.
Did you say mash them together like a composite?
Yeah.
Fake.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's composite.
Completely
Also,
fake.
also, I like the title of this is "This incredible close-up of the sun conceals a hidden detail. Can you spot it?" This implies that it wants you to go out and look at the sun with your bare eyes.
Or
And I
look at
did,
that-
And now I see this.
oh,
Now
okay.
I see the hidden detail all the time in millions of
constant
floaters blocking my vision. I can't see shit.
This specific photo, McCarthy actually set out to catch the little detail that I guess Braden wasn't exactly clear on what he was looking for. But within this photo here, there is he did capture the International Space Station, like against the sun. Which was his goal for this series of photos, is that McCarthy went out apparently and he did the calculations to figure out when exactly the International Space Station's path would take it right across the sun, and he would be able to catch this picture. So it's right there where that little spot is, like that
right
little
there?
right below it,
Right-
right below it.
that's
That
it.
is, yeah, that's the International
I feel
Space
like this
Station.
would be like a hard. I feel like this is like one of those ones where you set up, and you can't really. Like, this has got to be photoshopped, right? Like this is not. That's not what the sun looks like, right? Are we agreeing
I mean,
on this?
It's a composite image. They've been all put together.
So
Right, but
it's,
I'm saying like the flames that you see bursting off. I feel
Right.
like that's fake.
I think it depends what spectrum you're looking at.
Exactly. And that's why McCarthy actually needed 3 telescopes in order to take this. He had one captured the hydrogen alpha emissions of the chromosphere, and the other 2 captured the optical light to resolve the actual space station itself. So you have like the stuff that's coming off the sun. You're getting all of that from the one, the one spectrum, and then you have the other ones catching the actual being able to see the International Space Station. So
Oh, yeah.
apparently he had a
Look, they got
pretty
a zoom up
rough
one here.
time. He had a pretty rough time actually taking these photos
Yeah,
because
I
he was
bet.
driving out to.
He's blind as
He's
fuck
looking
now.
into the fucking sun. His
Yeah.
eyes hurt.
Well, the location that he calculated, that he plotted out exactly where he needed to be and when he needed to be there, was 2 hours from it. It was a 2 hours drive from his house, so he had to drive there. On the
Traffic.
way there, he blew out a tire. And he had to get that replaced the first time, and then by the time when he got there, apparently a cloud occluded the sun, so he wasn't even able to catch it the first time he went out there. So he had to go out there a second time, and then the second time he had another tire blowout.
I just feel like like this. Listen.
Wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, also
Took
it's
a hit.
cool. Like it's cool, but like who fucking cares? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like this isn't that impressive to me, because there's no way this is all edited,
Yeah, it looks like the fucking sun's got acne. Like, what do
right?
you fucking
There's
do?
no way that's what the sun looks like. I'm just saying. So it's all edited. Why not just edit that shadow in one of your photos and just?
How do we know that's not what the sun looks like? Why are you so fucking set on that?
I just
Because he looked at it all day.
Yeah, I looked at. Did you not hear what I said? I stared all day. You can't see. I just
Oh, did
I
you?
just
I
don't
don't
feel like that's. I just feel like this is too touched up. I don't know. It just gives
That
me
looks
a-
like some type of civilization, I think, on the sun.
I'd say so too. Where's the fucking pyramids? Where's the fucking faces?
Yeah, where's our solar pyramids?
The
Yeah,
sun faces.
yeah.
This looks like one of those pictures where if you fucking unfocus your eyes, I'm gonna see a sailboat. Is what it looks like.
Oh, like you squint hard enough?
Yeah, you like squint and like look like right in the middle, and then you're like, oh look, there's the ISS. It's right in
I
the
don't know.
image.
All I'll say is growing up, all the suns that I fucking was used to had smiley faces and thumbs ups.
Yeah.
So that's not looking like any sun I've ever fucking seen. I'm with you, Braden.
I'm not scrolling any further on this one.
Sun's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to reveal your ads or what?
No, fuck, dude. It's always it's always. I'm telling you, I love ScienceAlert.com, but goddamn their ads. It's beyond targeted.
They're
Fucking
your
dick pills
ads.
They're
or
your
what?
ads.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're targeted.
You
to
just start browsing on private. Like, it's
Well, like look at this. Okay, like look at this one. Look at
clear
this
your
one at the
cache,
top.
man.
Look at this one at the top. Like sexy grandmas and their animals. Like what the fuck is this? I've never looked that up ever.
I'm on the same
Not
article.
according to
I don't
the-
see it
not
on
according
mine.
to the targeted ads.
I don't know, buddy.
It's not on my ads on that page.
Yeah, I
different
don't get
ones.
sexy grandmas.
Listen,
on
I've
there.
never looked up. what
I
this
got-
is.
Grandmas.com?
I got GeForce ads for graphics cards. I got
What's this website called?
a video game I've never heard of. Play this game for 1 minute and see why everyone is addicted. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's the ads are just. It's has nothing. I don't search this. I don't know what.
We gotta get you an ad blocker, a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
That's fucking-
I need something.
No, this is great content. Keep it.
What's Braden up to this week?
Yeah. What's he been looking for?
Yo, this is legit. I'm getting ads for appliances I was just looking up. Got one for a
Tracksuit.
fucking
Knows
Spider-Man
everything about
shirt.
you.
But here's the thing, like, even if I was looking for this, I don't even know what to type in that would give me this result of these sexy, jacked old women and their paired animal.
You were looking up sexy animorphs. I saw it.
Like I'm like, but then I'm like, I'm curious.
Geriatric
hold on.
animorphs.
Well, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna click on this ad to see where it takes me.
Oh, that's a danger.
Oh, and
That's
see, it just takes me to a weight loss site, right?
That tracks.
All right, shit. Let's go pairs with my new fucking military abs.
There you
All
go.
right, what do we got here? The first, speaking back to the moon, we went all the way around, and
Full
what goes
circle.
around comes back around. The first private moon landing ends up in failure as the Japanese company loses contact. When I first was reading this, I was like, was this manned? I was like, oh no. It was not manned, which was thankfully. But they were going to touch this rover down. You know, they had the big fucking assembly. You know, everyone's in there at their computers. It's touching down, and then it just goes black. You just hear like no response from them. And then they come out and they're like, they're like, you know, we lost contact. We're not really sure what happened at the end there, right? We can't be sure. And I'm like, they had a picture. I'm like, oh, we can be sure. Look at that thing. She fucking crashed, right? Like that didn't touch down safely. I'll tell you that much right there.
She gone.
She gone. Destroyed. And absolutely obliterated itself on the moon's surface. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's actually I think it's like the second one besides the lunar landers that the U.S. has put up there. Like a couple of them have been it's one of the most difficult things that we do right now in space exploration is actually putting things and landing them on the moon, especially an unmanned one. Being the fact that you have to make a bunch of tiny little compensations in a very short period of time and hoping that it works. I mean, you have to factor in the wonky gravity of the moon and then the dust particles coming up off the moon, because that dust is like tiny little razor blades, and it's like, I mean, if your lander's like coming in and dust like gets up into one of the engines or something like that,
It does. It seems like I mean, my knowledge of rockets and landing rockets anywhere.
It's extremely high.
Yes,
Oh,
zero.
Very.
I've seen October
You know-
Sky. I
he
know
knows
all
a
about
lot.
that shit.
But it was like, to me, like it in my head, it seems like it would be more difficult to like that we're re-landing these rockets on Earth because the moon doesn't have as much gravity. So like you feel like it would be like they're like, you got a little less. It's a little more forgiving, right? As long as you slow it down enough, she'll bounce a little, right? First, I don't think the moon's actually bouncy. It's just the gravity is very low in comparison. Right?
There were
Does that
some
check out?
casualties. There were some casualties aboard the lunar lander. Apparently, it was carrying the Rashid rover, which was developed by the United Arab Emirates, and it was also that nation's first mission to the lunar surface, as well as apparently a baseball-sized transformer, a little tiny robot from the Japanese space agency that was going to put on there. It's kind of a bummer because it's like I'd like to see a little transformer robot rolling around on the moon.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Hopefully it's that Optimus Prime that can transform. You seen that thing? It's fucking cool.
That wasn't it.
On
That
its own.
Yeah. Dude. Well, I'm sure you got a little controller or something like that, or you talk to it and it transforms. That's nuts. Really fucking cool.
What?
Dan, when you put
You guys
that on
haven't seen
yourself-
that?
No. What is it?
It's
like
literally
a- yeah.
it's an Optimus Prime toy.
It's
that
got
you
doesn't it have
fucking-
Optimus Prime like voice lines like Peter?
Yeah,
Peter Rabbit voice
it'll
lines.
talk to you and it'll move. It'll do action, but it'll actually transform into the semi and then into
Yeah,
on
you
its
can tell
own.
it to transform. Autobots roll out.
It's fucking wicked.
Oh, that's
That's
dope.
pretty dope.
That's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's well listen, it's dope until we're dealing with small soldiers.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like
Well, Tommy
Not
Lee
far away.
Jones is the tiny.
Yeah, you're gonna be
6-inch
stepping on
action
the
figure.
little
Chip hazard.
semis everywhere. Fucking flying. Whoa, whoa,
Fucking-
whoa, whoa! As you bail.
fucking do you guys watch the King's coronation?
Dude, what was up with that
Did
guy's
you-
fingers?
Listen, don't even worry about his fucking fingers, man. You see who showed up at his coronation?
No.
I just put a link in the fucking in our group chat.
Who was it?
Yeah, look at it right
Okay,
now.
hold on. I'll pull it
Fucking
up.
Grim Reaper showed up.
Did you not see, like, first off, did you not see the photos of, like, his zooms up of his fingers? The
Yeah,
guy
he's a
looked-
lizard.
Oh,
Yeah, we all
dope.
know he's a fucking lizard. But literally, the Grim Reaper was at the fucking
Yeah,
coronation.
you just walk by the door there.
He's not going to be around. They're going to be coronating a new king here soon. I'm telling you.
Hold on,
He's
let's
not carrying a scythe though. He's just carrying a
Let's
stick.
see.
No. Listen, we couldn't see the scythe. It's got like it's magical.
What are we looking for here?
Okay,
It's a
the
ghost
scythe.
scythe. You
The
know what I
scythe
mean?
is invisible. Yeah, at the
Yeah.
top of it.
Right?
That's pretty funny.
Okay, hold on. But more of that. Hold on. Give me 1 second. This is the
He is
conspiracy.
fucking old, so
Oh, he's 75, and he doesn't look very healthy.
he doesn't look like he looks like 85.
He doesn't look
90.
like he's had an adrenochrome IV in a while. Like he looks
Yeah,
like
he's
shit.
Buddy, look like
needs some sustenance.
Yeah.
like
Some fucking
he,
orphan's
okay,
blood
hold
or
on,
some
hold on.
shit.
I'm just gonna pull up this. Look at this. Look at this guy's goddamn fingers.
But
Looks swollen.
Yeah, he looks like he's got
Isn't
some
that
type
great?
of fucking.
Buddy,
That looked
cellulitis or
terrible.
something. Look to like that
Yeah.
ring. Looks like it's gonna need to be cut off,
on its-
man.
That
I,
ring's
re- I
not
read
coming
I
off.
read that it is like it is a circulation problem, but there's like it's
He's
not
got some type
something
of
that it's
neuropathy.
not something that's necessarily like health degenerative. It's like some kind of a
Well, it could be like diabetic, but like I was thinking this. Like, did
That
you guys
looks like
watch any of it?
hurts. It looks like it
No, I didn't
hurts,
watch
and it
none.
looks like those fingers are hot to the
But
touch.
like, fucking, you imagine like you watch this whole thing. You're like, okay, first of all, like, why?
Yeah.
It seems like it's like just this magic. Like, looks like a scene from Game of Thrones. But could you imagine if like aliens did choose to like, you know, come by on that event and just that's just what they capture and they're like, what fucking year is this? Like these guys are not advanced enough for us to come here. They are not ready for us. Like could you imagine how archaic we'd look with that fucking celebration or the coronation? It was ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, that's a 600-year-old like coronation center, 400-year-old coronation
Yeah.
ceremony. Like, yeah. It's
What do they
like-
do? Say like, I can't believe anybody's not like, why are we still doing this? This doesn't make any sense.
Buddy, that
doesn't-
guy doesn't even look like he could grip a scepter with those fucking sausage fingers.
He had two. He
Right?
had two. He was dual wielding.
Yeah, he was dual wielding.
Did they
hard.
tape him to those fucking mitts of his? Looks like he's wearing oven mitts. He looks like he's wearing fucking skin tone of gloves.
He barely could hold up that crowd too. Like his head looked like it was about to snap. Not a healthy guy.
A little brittle.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was like, was it? I always thought it was one of those things where, like, you know, when Queen Elizabeth was still alive, that they were like, oh, he's just gonna whatever, just pass it down to his kid right away. And then when he didn't, I was like, God damn! I was like, guy wanted to be king.
Buddy,
he waited forever
listen.
to be king.
Buddy, listen. The minute his
he's
old
in the
mom
back.
died,
I
he's-
just can't wait to be king. Were you gonna do that joke? I fucking had a feeling. I, had to
Well,
get
I
it
was
in
talking and you just talk louder.
There. Yeah, well, because I knew you were gonna say that
Push
joke. I had
through.
to get it in.
Yeah, get through it. Yeah.
Had a beach to it.
Mm.
What were
what
we
else
talking
got
about?
for space news?
For the very first time ever, scientists were able to watch an actual star swallow an entire planet
we
to
should have.
destroy a
I'm
planet.
just saying
Peace.
we should have had the king coronation ceremony as space news. We should have said Earth has crowned a new king. Right, because then it would have been fitting for space news. So we could have said, yeah, we could tell next time. I'm sure it's like Andrew said, or I don't think we're far off from another one. So.
Yeah, we'll save this.
Don't be
one.
changing
Hey,
the money
remember
too fast.
So yeah, write that down so we know when that happens. Like, oh yeah, remember that? Like, put that down.
Thank
All right,
you,
anyway.
Sarah. Sarah commented my singing voice. It was beautiful. I've been practicing a lot, singing lullabies.
Up until what was it? Up until now,
Wonder why the kid's
scientists.
not fucking sleeping.
Yeah, he won't stop screaming until I stop singing. It's weird. Which one are we on here, Dan? The Dying Star?
Yeah, Dying Planet.
Oh yeah.
It's been
Boom.
swallowed by his sun as the sun expanded like 1,000 times over
Yeah,
10 days or something. Just
Yeah.
continuously got brighter and then just sucked its planet in. And
It's basically
Peace.
this is like foreshadowing what's gonna happen to Earth, right? Like,
I mean, this is what's gonna happen to Earth eventually.
we will eventually be engulfed by our
yeah,
expanding.
this foreshadowing. Spoiler alert, everyone.
It's not really foreshadowing. It's like this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the inevitable. It's the
It
inevitable.
is inevitable.
Yeah, it is how the universe works. But yeah, this is the first time they actually caught it. They were able to observe the destruction of an entire planet by a star that is expanded out into its like red giant stage. Apparently, this one is about what was this one? They said it was like a couple thousand light years away from Earth.
13,000.
Like 13,000 light years away from Earth. But this one actually caught it. I guess this planet specifically was a gas giant, is what they said from their observations of like what burned off, the spectroscopic observations of after this planet was swallowed by the sun. They were able to watch it and just watch it burn for pretty much like what I guess like 10 days in our
about 10
our
days.
time. And they just watched this thing just get brighter and brighter as it just like the entire thing just like ignited and just toasted.
So like that's how
around the
long,
sun.
like that's how quick it would be if if our sun expanded, like you like under 10 days we'd be like, and we're dead. Well, probably sooner than that, but like
Right. Well, I guess it began like for like 10 days. It was pretty much like a beam of light, just this huge, real bright, burning, point of light. And then apparently it shone for about 100 days before it kind of just went out. It was done burning. It's pretty interesting how they found it, because it's like, in order to find it, researchers had to turn to the Keck Observatory in Hawaii, which broke down the light into its component wavelengths on a spectrograph, and then you're able to figure out the chemical composition of the actual planet itself and what it was kind of made of. So that's how we know that it was a gas giant. And they had originally caught this star that they suspected was kind of like when they spotted this light, they thought they saw it like an actual nova, like a specific type of nova, where they said it was like a binary star pair that apparently like they have qualities that one will suddenly go brighter, and then the husk of one star steals some of the energy from the red giant companion. But apparently the chemical signatures that we've associated with that type of event didn't match. And so they had to actually use NASA's NEOWISE infrared space telescope to find the final clue as to what this mystery light was. And it was this the energy released by
Death and destruction.
by the flash was tiny. They said it was very small, and it's about 1,000 times less bright than any a stellar merger that we have recorded in our observations of the cosmos. And then they actually realized that this was the final moments of a Jupiter-sized planet that was being engulfed and then just burning super hot as it kind of just fell into the red giant's core before being vaporized and turned to dust. So it's like that was the first time they've ever seen it, that they actually had seen a star or a planet die to its sun. That's the first time we've ever seen it.
Planetary, it's murder. It's what they witnessed. Murder.
Yeah. Planet side.
Planet murder.
Planet side.
Outraged at the murder.
It is cool. I mean, it's a cool thing that we've been able to track that, but it is. I mean, not that it's ever going to happen, or any of us are going to be around, or even our kids' kids are going to be around when it happens here. But that is an inevitability in our solar system.
Like 5 million years from now,
that our sun is going to expand and engulf the Earth and everything on it. And goodbye Mercury, goodbye Mars, goodbye Venus.
So it doesn't matter what you do for the climate.
Yeah.
Burn it all down, because eventually it's going to be incinerated anyway.
Down. Yeah, it's all going to be the sun anyways.
No matter what you do today, eventually the planet will be gone. So there's no point in trying to do anything.
All praise be the sun god. There is nothing you can do.
We're
you go to hell. You burn in hell, no matter what you do. Doesn't matter how good or bad you are. We all end up in the same place, burning in the sun. What else we got here? Speaking of suns.
This is one that we actually missed from a while ago. Apparently this happened like several weeks before, but we missed. But I thought this was really interesting when I found it, is that scientists had found this object that burns 10 million times brighter than the sun and apparently defies physics in a way that's kind of interesting.
They're like, that shouldn't happen.
That they're like, this isn't. Apparently there's this thing called the Eddington limit, which determines how bright something of a given size can actually be. And if something breaks that Eddington limit,
Buddy,
scientists...
Are you kidding me? Those halogen light bulbs have already done that on people's fucking cars. Right? That's like, it's like staring into the fucking sun every time someone comes over the hill with those.
So maybe they are breaking the Eddington limit, and we just haven't. We've been too busy looking out into the universe for these things, and the answer was right here all along.
Start looking within. All right. If I see one more Kia Sorento fucking blind me as it's coming up the hill, I can't take it after looking in the sun all day. I got to look at these things.
So normally, if something is breaks the Eddington limit, the scientists expect it to explode. That it's just gonna that's as bright as it can go. It can go, and it will not be able to maintain its coherence, and it will explode. Apparently, there are these ultra luminal X-rays or some objects that scientists have observed, and that these ones actually regularly exceed that limit by 100 to 500 times. And scientists are still kind of puzzled about why they do that and how they do that. So they made some new observations that ended up getting published, I think last month, which kind of show that a particular, what they call ULX, called MB2X2, X-2, is definitely too bright. And they had theories about this that said that perhaps this brightness...
that star's just too damn bright.
And they thought that this was some kind of optical illusion is when they were seeing it. It's like, oh, there's no way that it could actually be that bright. Maybe it's just like, it's something bending the light and focusing it in such a way that, it's lensing through some side of gas cloud or something. Like it could be something like that is what they thought.
All the old hoaxer science, atmospheric refraction, all that jazz.
But they did some new work, and that they showed that that's definitely not the case, and that it is actually defying that Eddington limit somehow. Now, apparently astronomers used to think that these ULXs were actually black holes, but MBX-2 is actually a neutron star, kind of like on the opposite, just a little tiny thing that there are black holes and neutron stars, and they're kind of the variation of like the same thing star collapses in. Depending on certain conditions, you either get neutron star or black hole. So neutron stars are kind of the leftover dead core of a star, and that they are so dense that the gravity on the surface, which this is pretty cool when I read this, is 100 trillion times stronger than that on Earth. And according to NASA, if you dropped a marshmallow from like regular height to the surface of a neutron star, it would hit with the energy of 1,000 hydrogen bombs.
No big deal.
That's how fucking dense it is. Just like boop. Just like insane amount of God. That's I just thought that was crazy.
That is a crazy.
It's crazy.
With a marshmallow.
Something that picture.
That's how fast it would move. Well, that's how heavy it is.
It's so dense that it's
the
so,
size
like,
of a marshmallow.
No, not the size of the marshmallow. Like the gravity on the neutron star on the surface of the neutron is so intense and so strong that if you dropped it, it would just it would like slam down on the ground, just and then 1,000 hydrogen
I believe
bombs.
that. I believe that, and you know why I believe that? Because I almost actually little segue here. I was got in big trouble with a marshmallow gun when I was in high school. I had a marshmallow blowgun. Like
a potato gun, but for marshmallows?
No, I just made out of pipes.
Like a pump one?
No. It was just a couple of pipes that you hold, and you'd hold up to your mouth, and it had a tube, and you'd put the marshmallows in, and you could blow, and just the way the pipes went, it would launch that marshmallow out really fast. And that thing fucking hit with about 6 hydrogen, like the force of 6 hydrogen bombs.
Right.
When you hit someone on bare skin, and I got in trouble.
Amazed you'd waste marshmallows, man. That's crazy.
They're the stale ones. But I got in trouble, and they were like, "You brought a gun to school," and I was like, "No, it's not. It's a marshmallow gun. Yeah, shit. Fucking technicality." I didn't get in too much. Just a phone call home to my dad, having to then go home and listen to you're 16 years old, and you made a marshmallow gun. Cool. How's your girlfriend?
I think the prevailing theory at this point is that MB2X-2, what they've observed is that it's actually siphoning off energy from a neighboring star, and then that energy is being manipulated somehow or changed. It might be actually being changed by the intense magnetic field that the neutron star is producing, and that they're thinking that maybe it actually changes the shape of the atoms as it's coming in, and as that energy is like hitting the surface of the neutron star is what's making it so bright that to be able to break the Eddington limit.
Eddington limit.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool that we're breaking physics. Like this new stuff all the time. So it's
this is also a mystery. So we've got like 2 or 3 mysteries on our hands here on the entire cosmos. 2 or 3. That's it.
Is it mysteries or magic? You decide. Let us know. Zell, why don't you fire up the randomatron and let's see what it spits out today.
I gotta fire it up. Looks like I gotta charge it. It's a pump charge.
Oh shit! You gotta prime it.
I gotta prime it. It can't actually be. It can't be attached to the electrical grid.
Our weed eaters like that.
Yeah, it's the thumb. No, he's got it hooked up to like an old super soaker. Like you have to pump.
You gotta pump it.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Jurassic Park where it's like you gotta pump the charge.
Yeah.
It's at an offsite. He's 10 times. I never understood that, how that worked.
It was cool. It's a cool scene where
it looks cool.
Laura Dern jump over some logs.
I've never seen a breaker like that. But I've also never worked in like a
high voltage
substation before.
You've never worked in a Jurassic Park before.
Yeah,
you got no clue.
Yeah,
you're not qualified.
The randomatron is primed and ready.
All right, let's see. What is it? What does it got for us?
Should have it.
Woo!
Did I hear some fucking slide whistle in there? Like some groove is in the heart slide whistle at the beginning? That was pretty fun.
There's a lot in there.
We got a fan submission. If you want your fan submission entered into the Randomatron, email us your story to alientheorists@gmail.com. It'll go in the Randomatron, and every couple weeks, if there's a couple sitting there, it'll jump up fan stories in the priority. And here we go. This is from Emily. Hi guys. First off, you can say my first name. Listen. That is lucky that I didn't say both names off the top because it's in the email, but luckily I didn't. Secondly, I've been listening to the podcast for a few years now. Absolutely love it. It's my guilty pleasure. Hey, no need to feel guilty about it.
You should feel a little guilty.
A little bit.
A little dirty.
As most of the other podcasts I listen to are NPR shows. Okay, yeah, I feel a little
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're right up there with them. I mean, come on.
Well, Dan could be on an NPR show for sure.
Dan could.
Oh, Dan could run his own.
Absolutely.
Anyway, my story is possibly of paranormal origin. Still unsure. My senior year of college, one night I was staying with my then boyfriend. He lived in a house with 4 other guys who were generally quiet. What did I say? I think I said the right word.
Genuinely quiet?
Genuinely quiet? Oh, hey, listen. It's funny because as I was reading, I was thinking, you know how much better my reading's got since we started this podcast? And then I fucked it up. My boyfriend's room was in the basement of the house. It wasn't exactly legal. Huh?
That's the strike one. It's rooms in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't exactly
Shouldn't even
legal,
go down there to begin with.
but that's college housing for you.
It's true.
That night.
Does anyone actually use their basements? That's just boarded up on my place. We don't even go down there.
For bodies.
Just to be safe.
For bodies in like old jars.
Right? Yeah, or body parts in old jars.
Yeah.
Okay.
That night at around 2 to 3 a.m., strike 2, I wake up to this weird, muffled banging noise. It was loud enough that it seemed like it was coming from inside the house. But given that it was muffled, also seemed like it could have been coming from outside. I couldn't triangulate the location. But it definitely wasn't footsteps from the floor above because I was used to what that sounded like from this room. I remembered there was construction going on the street and went to lay back down and then realized
3 a.m.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's right. That's what she says here, that she realized there's not a chance. There's no way there's construction happening at 2 a.m.
Fucking great. It's the graveyard shift.
On a Saturday.
Skeletons.
Yeah.
It's the skeletons from that Halloween fucking Disney shit. Just working away, you know?
So yeah, just they're rattling bones.
Yeah.
That's just,
But they got high vis vests on.
Yeah, safety
You got
first.
OSHA, man. Like you're dead, but you still gotta.
Yeah.
They
worry
follow
about
WMIS guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've read the MSDS.
So I sit back up trying to figure out what I'm hearing. Then it suddenly stopped. Then I heard noises outside the door of my boyfriend's room. That was kind of typical, as one of the bathrooms in the house was also in the basement, but no one had turned on the light to come down the stairs that I could usually see under the door. I hadn't heard any footsteps come down the stairs. The sounds outside the door were like wet sneakers squeaking on the floor, as well as loud whispering that I couldn't make out what it was saying. While I'm sitting there, paralyzed, my boyfriend wakes up. He usually sleeps through everything, every thunderstorm, etc. He immediately sat up and looked towards the door, too. He whispered, "Do you hear that? What is it?"
Confirmation. Good.
And I said that I don't know. We sit there in silence for a minute, and then the noise stopped. In the morning, I talked to my boyfriend about it, confirming it wasn't a dream. I tried asking his housemates if any of them were up at that hour or heard anything. None of them did, and none of them said they were up. It's been 4 years, and I still don't know what it was, and it obviously still freaks me out. Thanks, guys, for making such a fun podcast. Emily. Terrifying ghosts. I mean, ghosts.
Well, here's my question. Sorry, there's
Wet
a
ghosts.
bathroom. There's a bathroom down there. They're saying. So maybe they pulled a fucking Braden, accidentally clogged the toilet, flooded the bathroom, soggy
Stop,
feet,
stop.
didn't want to fuck it a minute.
I will say this, that there's only 2 ways I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Using echolocation with no lights.
Matt
right?
Murdock style, for
Right?
sure. That's what I do.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah.
Or if I have to turn on the light, pirate style, hand eye patch on one eye to keep my night vision for when I turn
Right.
the light off. Right?
No, I'm Matt Murdock style all the time, and I hear about my wife in the
Like
morning.
kicking shit and smack.
Just being like, you fucking blasted everything but the toilet. My bad.
right? So like, there's maybe that, but then the sloshing of the feet, like the feet, that's fucking creepy. And then the fact.
Well,
that
I
there's
mean,
no
hey,
access.
listen, like I said, I hit everything but the toilet, so I'm sloshing out of there sometimes too.
The soggy socks slapping.
You sleep with socks on?
Oh, I guess not. Just wet feet,
Oh,
pitter
yeah,
pad.
yeah.
Sometimes I
Squishing.
sleep with socks on. You ever been so tired
Really?
you just leave those bad boys on?
No, never.
No.
I have.
Never. That's like,
Jeans and socks every night.
oh my.
So comfortable.
That's not you kidding me, buddy. That's a recipe for
fucking-
ingrown
I
hair.
love
Canadian
it.
pajamas.
I love it.
Jeans,
Oh.
you're fucking like the worst kind of never knew. Not even
Tucked
jean
in
shorts.
flannel shirt.
Full. Wait, hold on, baby.
Full
You're like,
flannel,
let me
long
go,
sleeve.
Let me go put on my fucking pajeans.
I don't need a blanket. I just wear clothes.
You got a set of fucking nighttime Wranglers.
They're stretchy though.
Oh fuck,
Some good
that's so
stretch to 'em.
funny. Yeah, you fucking you put a lock on that zipper, eh? No kidding. No more babies.
Right.
Oh shit, that's funny. If you're not on our Facebook group, you got to get on our Facebook group.
yeah.
Get on that face
Facebook
group.
Face group.
face group, facegroup.com/group/alien theorists theorizing our alien theorist podcast. Listen, you know who we are. Go find it. Easy. There's
you'll
links
find it.
everywhere.
You
Links
can find
everywhere. People post awesome memes, great posts, and we like to share some of those towards the end of Space News every week. And these are some of the ones I collected from the last 2 weeks. This is say no to marijuana, and Zell is saying no to how about you leave some for tomorrow. I like that. It's a good, simple, good
Simple,
bad
accurate.
hairline picture there. Bad.
Where I don't even know where he got. I think he thinned it out even more. somehow.
It's like it's quite thin there, and
The
then
lighting.
I like what is that photo from?
I have
think it's
no
from a
idea.
Video. I think it's
video?
from video
From-
to catch you in
from
that fucking.
Yeah, like
Get you in that
that. You know what
pose, brother,
that
video.
that look is? That look is Zell. We're echoing.
Disappointment.
What's going on? We can't really hear you, and you like fiddling. with the side. What else we got here? Oh, that was by Joseph Knott. Thank you. Joseph.
Oh, that guy's always been on banners.
Always, yeah, big.
He's. I think
community member.
Where's Burmeister been, man?
Yeah, slacking.
The naughty boy might be taking over.
Yeah, naughty boy. What else we got here? Oh yeah, this is Jacob Harris posted spotted El Nasty watching WWE Backlash. If you look at this in the back of Backlash, he caught this. A guy, listen, this was in Puerto Rico. This guy was in a full fucking Bigfoot suit. That guy was sweating.
He's like, it's a fucking advertising gig. Like, what's that hashtag?
Feel
your wild side.
I feel is that for like beef jerky or something?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, good on him. That's a.
Fuck yeah.
It's fucking. That's a
Yeah,
commitment.
Bigfoot's got to work, man.
Yeah. that is Bigfoot. Yeah.
In this economy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, inflation.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
what? I
makes
feel like
sense.
someone could have hit him with a #1 or something though, like in Puerto Rico, like get him a little climate cooled, right? You don't need long hair. Give him a little body buzz, right? What else we got here? This is by Joseph March. I like this. Oh no! It
Good
said
news, bad news.
I got good news and bad news. There's someone found Waldo.
That's fucking good.
Thanks for sharing that. That was a repost by Jason March where he found somewhere else. And this one is Trent Jones on May 5th. He got some absolutely stunning pictures of Awowas 10 miles northwest of Sullivan, Missouri. Like just spectacular color on those ones. Like those are the picturesque ones that you like hope to see. So Trent,
Beauties.
oh, absolutely spectacular. You get the reds in there, like pop, and those must have been incredible. Trent, let me know if I'm gonna comment on your post. Did you hear any of the clicking, the sky clicking, or anything on those bad boys? Because sometimes they say you can hear that kind of stuff with auroras. I never have, but sometimes they say they have a sound. It looks like you caught like something else in the background there. See the line?
Looks like
SpaceX maybe?
Starlink.
Starlink? Yeah, interesting.
A straight line like that.
Anyways, very cool. Thank you for sending that in. And if you want to your posts or anything to pop up on Space News, just start posting in the Facebook group, right? And get in there. Get on it.
Get on it. Get in there.
Get in there.
Give us your best.
What else? Anything else before we wrap up?
We're going to end like we have the last few times with
Woo!
Band of the Week. So if you got yourself an unsigned band, you're looking for a little exposure, you don't mind us playing it at the end of the podcast, not the YouTube version, because YouTube sucks.
Yeah. YouTube will murder us.
It'll be at the end of the podcast this week. This week we have Trailer 5 from Cornwall on Terrible.
Like it.
Their song's called Where the Anchor Drops. It's like I would call it, it's like a Newfie rock tune.
Oh,
It's got
beauty.
that Newfie kind of twang to it. I don't think they're on Spotify or anywhere. You can find them on YouTube though. I'll put the link in the podcast description.
Nice.
So if you want your song as Band of the Week, you gotta
You
email
gotta dedicate this to Gordon Lightfoot, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Gordon Lightfoot.
terrible.
Canadian folk legend.
All right. And before we go, shout out to Rima Strantz, Sarah, Selena, Silver Lotus, Duchess of Doobies, and everyone else that joined the stream, joined the chat. Thank you for joining in. And as we always say, keep those eyes on the skies. Peace, everybody.